G'day growers, welcome back to Oz Grow Gear. In today's video, well, we're going back to basics and we're going to be looking at some plastic garden pots. So this is the range from the Garden City Plastics Growers Pots range, which you can get from Bunnings. They often have them both inside the store as well as out in the the bulk landscaping and where the potting mixes and stuff are. We'll run through what sizes are available, some of the options to use them in your indoor garden. So let's get into it. So this video is of course just personal opinion. I bought these products with my own money. It's not sponsored in any way. So always do your own research and consider what is right for your indoor garden. So as you can see, growers, there's a range of different sizes, and we'll start from the bottom and work our way up from there. So coming in a 6-pack, very familiar from anyone who's done any revegetation or conservation work. It's the ubiquitous square tube, 50 by 210 mil, made in Australia, and a really good option for possibly your first transplant out of a plug or a cell if you have got a high density of plants. Obviously it's a nice tall profile, so will be good for encouraging root training, getting that nice sort of long root mass, and as I said, very common, popular option. I'm sure you could buy them in bulk, much cheaper than the little ones, but definitely a good option, and you can of course get them from Bunnings. So the first in the little round pot, it's very cute. It's the 100 by 100 growers pot, made in Australia. It's a 0.5 litre capacity. It's and the rest of these are all number 5 polypropylene is the resin type, which can be recycled. The old pots, the tags, saucers, a few other consumables that do have a program for accepting and recycling the PP at some stores, both Bunnings and other independent garden stores. So check, don't just toss them out. They aren't always suitable for recycling through your curbside recycling bin. So consider taking it back to the store when you're finished with them. They will of course last for a very long time. So moving up in the size is the 1 litre pot. So it's 118 diameter by 125 mil high. So as you can see, fits nicely in the hand. Good volume, 1 litre of course, and really good for early veg. You would need to pot up; it wouldn't be in there for long. Of course, comes with matching saucer, 100 mil diameter, and it fits very neatly in there. And we'll move up to the next one. So the next is 135 mil diameter for an internal volume of 1.5 litres, so 50% increase from the previous one. Different profile on the base, lots of drainage, so that's really quite good. Solid sides, and definitely good for seedlings. Fill it up with cocoa or potting mix. Something could be pretty happy in there for a couple of weeks to say the least. Again, little matching saucer, it's nice and neatly in there. Moving up to the next one, it's a 180 mil diameter with an internal volume of 3.3 litres. So you're getting into, it's obviously just a bit under, but that sort of approximately 1 gallon sort of size. Fortunately, there isn't a nice off-the-shelf, sort of neat option for 1 gallon. You can either be a little bit under or a little bit over, as we'll see in the next one. But if you're wanting slightly under 1 gallon, 3.3 litres is pretty close. And you could definitely veg a plant in there for a couple of weeks, to say the least, and then pot up, for the next stage. But definitely a good option. Sort of moves to drainage holes around the outside with a solid base. And again, matching saucer, fits nice and neatly, would be really well suited for your sort of late veg before you pot up. So I will just throw in as a special bonus, this is a 143mm diameter. Doesn't have the volume listed on it, but it's somewhere in between the 1.5, yeah, definitely not the 3, so it might be maybe 2 litres, 2.5 litres, something in that vicinity. It's labelled as a water planter. I don't know if you can see the indentations on the side there. It's got these deep ribs. Now, yeah, of course you could use it to plant in the water, lots of, really well drained at the bottom, but of course it would be a very good and reasonably cost-effective option for, plant training, the air pruning of your roots, anti-spire, whatever you want to call it, but basically just like your fabric pots, as the roots come out and explore and they hit the air through one of those holes and die off and then branch out, you can end up with a really robust water system, a really robust root system. The only issue, I guess, I don't know if you can see the pattern in there, is that if you left something in there and it really got rooted, the indents would, I would think, mean that it would get stuck and it may not necessarily come out that easy, particularly if you get a very vigorous root system. But special mention to the water planter, which maybe is 2 litres capacity. So moving up, we're now at the 200mm diameter. It's 190mm high, and this is 4.5 litres. So again, just a little bit over that US 1 gallon. This would probably be my go-to if I was going for a sort of approximately 1 gallon size, something a little bit over. 4.5 litres is quite a bit of volume. You fill it up with cocoa potting mix, and put a small plant in there, and it'll stay well watered for some time. So definitely a good option. Again, nice little saucer. You're really getting into a pretty reasonable sized plant in a sort of a 1 gallon container. So you could leave it in there for some time before you need to water it before you put up the next stage of the cycle. So moving up, we've got 250mm, 230 diameter, 235mm high, and it doesn't actually have it stamped on it, but I'm pretty sure this is the 8 litre container. So it's sort of roughly 2 gallons, 2 US gallons, and probably would be a stretch to finish a plant in that, but you could do it, I'm sure, if you had a small plant, high density planting. Having 2 gallons of media would, you'd be watering pretty frequently, but definitely doable, but a really nice, and we'll look at some potting up sequences in a sec, but really nice for finishing out a longer veg cycle before you transplant up for your final pot. But definitely a good option to consider, particularly if you're going into a bigger finishing pot. So the 250mm diameter, again, it's not labelled, but I'm pretty sure from the website it's 8 litres volume. Well, we're into the big boys now, growers, so have a look at these final few, and then we'll look at some sequencing and wrap up the video. So one of my, I would say, personal favourites. It's just a really nice size. It's 300mm diameter, 14 litres capacity or volume, 270mm high, and it's just a really good size. So basically, I think it's sort of around 3 gallons, maybe a little bit over 3 US gallons. We'll throw it up on the screen. Again, a nice compact saucer, not a lot of space, really tight footprint. You could put a few of those, 2x4 or whatever. And it's getting into the size now, or the volume, where you could, you could definitely finish a plant in there. Again, towards the end of the cycle, you would absolutely be watering it fairly frequently, and you would need to keep an eye on it. It doesn't give you the buffer that the bigger ones will, but 14 litres, and again, a nice compact, reasonably low height container, fantastic option. I think, really nice one. So the next one is another special mention. It's another water planter type pot. You can see it's got lots of drainage holes around the side, on the bottom. It is an Italian manufactured thing, and it's a pot, and it's a really rigid, thick plastic. So 300mm diameter as well, but it's only 265mm high. Brevitato is one of the stand. It's polymer type 2, so high density polyethylene, so different material. Probably, it definitely feels different to the polypropylene of the others. But I think from memory, it's, there's the 12 standard side. I was just about to say, I think it's a 12 litre container. Don't know if that's coming through, but again, it's advertised as a water planter. So this would be something you could finish in. It would be tight and you would be watering a lot particularly because of the additional ventilation. But if you were going for the air pruning type pods, the fabric pods, I wanted something that was a bit more durable and reusable. That would be, I think, a really good option. It's a very sturdy, heavy duty, and I would think very, very durable container, and you should have a very vigorous root system growing, given all of the holes on the side. So again, special mention, these water planter type ones is what they're advertised as, but certainly could be used for your normal indoor garden. And then there was two. Now we're getting into really your full size, full term or full cycle for indoor, of course. We've got the 400ml, which is 28 litre pot here, and it's a beauty. So I think this is getting into the vicinity of 7 gallons volume. So really good size to grow, good size plant. Nice drainage, large drainage holes down the bottom. The advantage of this size being around 30 litres, 28 litres is that you can basically just dump a whole bag of your standard potting mix, which are typically in that sort of 25 to 30 litre size range. Potting mix is typically 25, the cocoa is 30 from Bunnings. So you can just dump the whole bag in here and you're ready to go. You don't need to worry about half bags or having stuff left over or not having enough. You just buy one bag per one pot and you'll be set. So it's 410 diameter, that's across the top, and then 310mm high with the saucer to suit. Again, it's a nice footprint, it all stays within that diameter. So 7 gallons is plenty. You could have a really nice buffer without having to water too frequently. You do need to be careful of with that much volume that if you water it once, you could probably leave something in there for for a couple of days or a week or so, even if it's growing really vigorously. You're not going to have to water it every day because you've got a good battery, a good bank of moisture holding media in there. So it's always better to err on the side of not over watering. It's a good way to start the growth and end up with a sick shitty plant. So the 410, great option. Basically what you want to be finishing in is something like in this sort of size, and really good, cost effective, durable option. They're well made, it's nice and sturdy, so that's basically what I would suggest would be the best option to finish, and know that you're not going to have to be watering every day or two. So really good size volume. Again, the convenience of just dumping one whole bag of media in there, whatever you're using, is certainly a nice, easy option. And the final one, growers, is this monster. It's a 500ml diameter, 390ml high, 50 litre Garden City Plastics growers pot. Off the shelf from Bunnings with a very large, I think it's a 500ml diameter saucer, so plenty of volume to catch your overflow. But this at 50 litres, I think, is in the vicinity of 13 US gallons. So for all those who are considering living soil, super soil, your organic soil, where you want a big battery of soil, plenty of storage space, plenty of moisture holding capacity, this is a size that you might consider. We'll throw up on the screen. There are bigger ones. If you go and have a look at the big format Bunnings in the outdoor section, there are some monsters out there. So you could get 250 litre pots, which is a hell of a lot of hell of a lot of media, but they are available for those who want them. But this would be, for an indoor garden, probably the biggest that you would consider going to in a sort of hard plastic pot. Of course, there are always exceptions. Drop a comment down below if you've on what the biggest pot you've used beyond the grassroots fabric beds, which I know hold cubic meters or cubic feet of soil. But in terms of a rigid plastic pot, this is in my mind probably as large as I would want to go. So there's a hell of a lot of soil in here. You would not have to water very frequently at all, even at the end of your run, because you've just got so much storage capacity. Even if cocoa, say, has 60% moisture holding capacity, well, that would be like 30 litres of water you could keep in there. So that's a heck of a lot of water for your plant to drink. So again, be mindful of not adding too much in terms of overwatering, but the 500ml big boy is for those organic soil growers who want that big volume of soil. It's definitely a good option. Again, being a nice round number, 50 litres. If you had 2 of these, say in a 2x4, you could just split the media up, aim for around that sort of 90 or 100 litres, and you'd be set. Well, growers, there we go. You can see there is a range of different options for indoor plastic pots, and certainly very good, robust, durable, cost-effective options for your garden, and definitely a size to suit whatever application you need. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Give us a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and drop a comment down below and let us know where you're watching from. We're always keen to find out, and we'll see you in the next video.